Hello, my name is Finnegan Todd, and I am a student at the University of the Ozarks in Arkansas. And this is The Modern Man, the Urban Coyote. The goal of this project was to better understand how urbanization is affecting coyote dispersal and coyote detections, as well as to identify locations where coyote management systems may need future implementations. My study area consisted of 16 southern states ranging from Texas to Maryland. In each of those states, camera trap arrays were set out that followed the standardized Snapshot USA methodology. The data collected from those camera traps was then analyzed using the Snapshot USA Google Earth tool. From that tool, I took the naive occupancy, or the percentage of sites that had at least one detection of coyote, from the first year of publicized data, 2019, and the most recent year of publicized data, 2024, to compare and see if there has been an increase or decrease in naive occupancy of sites. Now, naive occupancy is the percentage of sites that had at least one detection of coyotes. This does not mean that there is only one coyote in the area, or that those sites did not see more than one coyote, or only one coyote. It just means that at minimum, they saw a coyote. In my results, you can see that I have a table and a chart for both the 2019 naive occupancy and the 2024 naive occupancy. To begin, we'll look at the 2019 naive occupancy. In urban areas, there is a 4% naive occupancy. In wild, there's a 58. In rural, there's a 29. And in suburban, there's a 37% naive occupancy. You can see in our top table over here that our total deployments for urban areas is only 24, which is relatively low. You'll see an increase in total deployments across the board in our below chart for 2024. But what you'll probably see as interesting is that despite the fact that we had an increase in total deployments for wild areas and an increase in detections, we actually had a decrease in naive occupancy over in 2024. You can see that in naive occupancy in 2024, urban areas increased to 15%, rural areas increased to 47%, and suburban areas increased to 45%, but wild areas decreased to 44%. Now, the reason behind this is a bit speculative because we don't actually know. We don't have consistent trapping sites in the area, and we don't know the exact locations of any of our trapping sites for the year 2019 or 2024. But this could be because coyotes are being pushed out of those wild areas as urbanization increases and sort of pushes onto the barriers of those wild areas. Or it could also be because coyotes are moving out of wild areas and rural areas as well into areas that are more suburban or urban in order to find more easily accessible food sources. Typically, where humans are, there's also easily accessible food, which could mean anything from your cat to small dogs to chickens to ducks to other mesopredators who are moving into the area to get into trash cans or to also prey on other livestock or small pets. Which brings us to our future steps. With that increase in detections in urban areas, you need to be concerned about an increase in potential interactions with coyotes. I would like to implement hazing classes to teach hazing and other non-lethal management techniques for coyotes into these areas where we're seeing an increase in coyote detections, because non-lethal management is one of the better ways to manage coyotes, as they are a self-regulating species. If you attempt to regulate their populations with lethal means, it could actually result in their population sizes increasing as more resources open up for their pups, and it increases pup survival rates. I would also like to trap and implement GPS tracking collars onto established coyote groups in urban and urbanizing areas to see how they are utilizing this space and these areas within their territories that are changing. And I would also really like to trap and implement GPS tracking collars onto nomadic coyotes as well as newly established pairs who are moving throughout urban areas in an attempt to establish territories and build their own packs. This would also help us overall locate and document hotspots for coyote detections and determine management systems. I would like to thank my professor, Dr. Christy Sampson, the University of the Ozarks, and Wildlife Insights, as well as the Smithsonian. And you. Thank you for listening.